What's going on, everyone? So let's talk about Austin Reaves, because there's been a lot of talk about Austin Reaves recently. JJ Redick reportedly has big plans for Austin Reaves, and it makes a lot of sense, right? There's a lot of similarities to Austin Reaves and JJ Redick. I like Austin Reaves. I like him a lot. I was very disappointed with his production last season. I was. Go watch the videos going into training camp in the season last year. Right? I mean, I was hyping up Austin Reaves like he was the second coming of Michael Jordan. Right? Like, I was like, man, this dude's going to be great. He's going to be a 25-5 guy. Wasn't that far off, even in a down year. But I expected more consistency. His biggest problem was his lack of consistency. Right? Like, early in the season was, unplayably bad. And then he'd have like these like little pockets. Right? After like the 5-game stretch where he looked like Austin Reaves. And it was like, there he is. Come on, is this the moment? And it just couldn't put it together, right? It just couldn't string it consistently throughout the season. And it became a problem, particularly his lack of shooting. That was the issue, right? He could not, he had large, significant stretches where he just could not buy a bucket from three-point range. It was terrible, right? And when that happens, it makes things so much more difficult for him because he's not this like super explosive athlete that can just beat guys off the dribble, even if they kind of create a little space, right? He's more the methodical, crafty guy, right? But he also uses that three. When his three-point shot is falling, now the defender's got to, face guard and be there, and he's got to be all up, and he's got to be close and got to be able to close the gap, which gives Austin Reaves the advantage because now Austin Reaves can put the ball on the deck, right? Give you the shot, fake, boom. He's on the deck, kind of create that, that space with that first step, do his little behind the back, little craftiness, and then rise up, from the free throw line, extend it, and boom, knock it down. That's what you saw the previous year a lot. But it was also because you're shooting 40% from three, right? So teams had to go contest. Teams had to go challenge it, right? But when that shot isn't falling, now I can just you're only shooting 30% from three-point range. I'll take my chances. If you start getting hot, I'll make the adjustment. But until you do that, I'm just going to kind of hang back, right? Be a help defender if need be. If you dump it down to Anthony Davis, if you want to take that shot. Right? Again, he's got to allow things to open up. Now, the thought was tired legs, right? Deep playoff run. You got to think, he went from being a bench player, getting minimal run, to being the starter and a primary piece, playing the most minutes for the Lakers, and then immediately going on a deep playoff run where he continued that streak, to jumping immediately into FIBA and being one of their best players and playing heavy minutes for them, to then jump right into training camp, preseason, regular season. And he played all 82 games, by the way. Again, okay, I'll give you that. I need to see what you do this season. I need to see him getting back to that consistency. Right? I need to see him be that version. I've had people, because they'll look at his stats at a glance. And, but he was this. Look, I don't think he's as bad or was as bad last season as many make him out. Many people act like he was just this absolute bum. Get him off the roster. Trade him for a bag of chips. No, let's not be silly here, right? He's still a very good player. I still like Austin Reaves a lot. I like him better as your sixth man. Personally, that's just me. The numbers and stats back it up, but that's just me. He's probably not coming off the bench. Probably going to be the starter. But though he was not the same player that he was the previous year, right? And I've even talked about Austin Reaves didn't really show up till game 4. And people will say, but look at his stats. He had, 9 points a game. Watch the games. Austin Reaves was not the same player until game 4. All of a sudden, he started being more aggressive. He started hunting and finding his spots, locking down better defense, all these little things. It's the style of play. It's the aggression, being in attack mode. He was very passive last year. There were times where he looked scared. He didn't want to shoot. He didn't want to do anything. There were times where he was wide open, passing up wide open shot stuff. The previous year, stop. Austin, I got a wide open shot. This is money all game. He was constantly in attack mode. Constantly. Just going at the defender. Constantly. Creating contact. Getting to the foul line. All of those things. Again, go watch the tape. Watch him that first season. Watch the style of play. Watch how aggressive he is. Watch the way he operated. And then watch last season and tell me he was the same player. He's not. He's not. He was not. Spoiler alert. He's not. I'll save you some time. He wasn't. Right? Like, again, he wasn't this total bum, but he was not what we needed him to be last year. Right? I believe in JJ Redick. I do. And I believe JJ Redick's going to do a better job with just schemes and play calling, slotting guys in proper position, all that stuff. And I think guys across the board are going to benefit. Like, genuinely. I think all 15 guys are going to be better next year because I think they'll be slotted in better positions. I think the Lakers there's not going to be as much just kind of, like, again, go watch the film. How much were guys just standing? Rui just tucked in the corner, just standing there like this. Like, Austin Reaves out, top of the key, just standing there like this. Right? Like, no movement, no action, no nothing. And all season I talked about, every time the Lakers got 30 plus threes, they won. If I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head, they didn't lose a game when they got 31. I think it was 31 or more assists. They didn't lose a game because the ball was moving, the free flow and everything. Like, but as soon as you get that heavy isolation and, you know, ball's not moving and LeBron's killing 20 of the 24 seconds off the shot clock, or Austin Reaves is just dancing out there and nothing's being generated. It's just, again, like, it's a mess. I think JJ is really going to do a better job of just putting guys in position. And supposedly, he's talked probably more about Austin Reaves than anyone else. But I think it's because he knows what Austin Reaves is capable of. It's why I was so high on Austin Reaves last offseason, because I know what he's capable of. And I think there is another level to him. And I do think JJ Redick potentially could unlock that. I think JJ Redick is going to turn Austin Reaves into the best version of Austin Reaves. Now, it's up to Austin Reaves to hit the shots. JJ Redick can put him in the right positions, but it's up to Austin to actually hit the shots, be aggressive, play the right way, right? JJ could generate him wide open looks every time on the court or down the floor. If Austin Reaves goes 0 of 10, doesn't matter, right? Like, it's up to him to get the shots. But I think Austin Reaves, will be better next year. I do. I think his shooting will come back around. I don't think his legs are going to be as tired. I think he'll be more aggressive. He'll be more in attack mode. Right? I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, is my point. Also, I think JJ Redick, being that shooter, being similar in ways to an Austin Reaves, I think we'll be able to relate and understand things better than Darvin Ham did. You know, I think if Austin Reaves is having these struggles and these shooting slumps, I think JJ Redick will be able to do a better job of adjusting Austin Reaves to make him kind of get back into a flow and a rhythm. Where Darvin Ham just kind of kept doing the same thing. Austin Reaves is struggling. It's like, it's okay. He'll come around. And he just never did. Where I think JJ will be like, okay, instead of having you do this, we're going to have you do this. Right? I'm going to have you over here. Instead of you being over here, I want you over here. And I think he's also going to look at the analytics. I think he's going to look at data. I think he's going to look at the tape, you know, and find those things. Like, okay, like, you are shooting 20% from this spot on the floor. You're shooting 45% on this spot. From now on, you only shoot from there. Otherwise, get to the basket. You know, like, things like that. You know, I'm just coming up with examples off the top of my head. But, like, you know, those type of things. I think he'll be able to relate better to Austin Reaves, understand what kind of makes Austin Reaves tick, understand how to properly slot him and approach him when he is having those struggles, how to better move him, you know, like, you know, a chess piece, right? Move him where on the board where you need to move him, right? Like, I think JJ Redick will get the best version of Austin Reaves possible. And I think Austin Reaves is going to be much better just naturally next season. Because I think he'll have healthier legs. I think he'll be more aggressive. And hopefully his shot comes back around. Do have some concerns that we haven't really seen a lot of tape of him working out. I mean, all the tape we've really seen is like him with his like girlfriend, and which is fine. You know, go enjoy yourself, right? Like, you know, like have some fun. But like the only sport we've really seen him play is golf, right? It's like I'd like to see him on the court in the lab getting in work. You're seeing everybody else but him. I mean, LeBron went into the Olympics and then immediately came back and was in the gym getting shots up and doing stuff. Like, I'd like to see a little like, hey, Reaves. Like, now that doesn't necessarily mean that he's not. Again, just because, you know, he's not filming it and putting it up doesn't mean that he's not. Right? Just because it hasn't been heavily shared doesn't mean he's not. But it'd be kind of nice to see, you know, a nice like hype tape. Right? Of like, okay, like, dude, you were not what we needed you to be last year. Can you be that this year? Like, what are we doing here? But, you know, it's just, I still have a lot of belief and faith in Austin Reaves. Again, I don't think he's untouchable, right? The Lakers have him essentially untouchable, right? Like, they're not trading for him unless it's straight up for Jokic, right? Or something like that, or Luka, something crazy like that. I'm not willing to go that far. Like, I was in the camp of like, hey, trade him for DeJounte Murray. Right, because DeJounte Murray, like, I like Reaves a lot. DeJounte Murray's the better player, right? Like, so if you could turn Austin Reaves into DeJounte Murray, you do that all day, right? Again, there's certain things and elements that I don't think you just trade to trade him. But if the Lakers trade him tomorrow, I wouldn't be like, oh, no, what did the Lakers do? Like, this is the worst thing ever. Like, no, I think the Lakers are fine, right? But I also do have a lot of expectations and belief in Reaves. I think he can be great. I think he can be much better than he was. Again, I thought he could be a 25-5 guy. I don't think that that's unrealistic. Even as the fourth option behind D'Angelo Russell. Again, if he shot 40% from three, he would have been close. Right? If he was more aggressive last season, he would have been close. So we'll see. Can he kind of work that out? But even if he's the same guy, even if he gives you the same stat line as last year, just on better efficiency, perfect. Right? Like, I'm okay with that. Right? And he is more aggressive, and he is more, you know, like, fine. That's perfect, right? I don't need him to be some super duper star, but I need you to be kind of within reason. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you think Austin Reaves will be better? Do you have faith in JJ Redick to kind of get the best out of Austin Reaves? You know, what are your concerns? What are your expectations, your excitements? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.